I came across this sad, and I would say it is a very pathetic story. And this story has actually been on the internet for a couple of weeks now, and I must say that it is a worrisome one for that matter. I will love to play the video so that you can have an idea of what I'm trying to actually describe. And as a matter of fact, as an investor myself, I truly feel the pain of this dear man. Honestly speaking, I feel the pain of this dear man. So after watching the video, after listening to what he has to say, we'll come back and draw out valuable lessons from the video and what you can also do in order for you not to fall prey of or in order for you not to fall victim of this particular situation. The goal of why we are doing what we are doing is to ensure that you arm yourself with necessary information, with the right knowledge, so that whenever you want to make any decision, your decision is coming from the place of information, is coming from the place of knowledge. It is based on facts and it is based on data. My name is Iyayi Bodefe, and I am the shortest distance between you and the right real estate investment here in the city of Abuja. I help my clients build sure and sustainable wealth that is transgenerational. Kindly subscribe, share this video, like, and do what to also comment when necessary.
To you now, I'm actually thinking of counting my losses, packing my load, and going back and tearing the Nigerian passports. I have friends in the UK that have done it. I'm thinking of that as I speak. I heard rumors about a week ago that they were coming to claim this land from nowhere. Nobody gave me any notification. Nobody came to me with any form of notice. I decided by myself on Sunday to shut the place down and start evacuating my equipment by myself. On Monday, I evacuated some things. Tuesday morning, I had welders here, I had carpenters here, I had masons, I had people dismantling things. Around 12:01, around 12:01 in the afternoon, bulldozers just came. They saw people on the roof, taking out wood, welders working. They told them to come down and bulldoze the whole place to the ground. Nobody gave me notice. I took a loan from the UK, £75,000 to come and invest in Nigeria. You people say we should come back from diaspora to invest in Nigeria. I've never done one government contract. I don't know anybody in government. I'm not even interested.
So like I did mention, the story is a very pathetic one. Honestly, I would not want anybody to be in this kind of situation. And I'm particularly sad about it because I'm also an investor. And I know what it takes for one to see his hard-earned money go down just like that in the twinkle of an eye. So nobody should be found in this kind of situation. Now, why it is true that the story is pathetic, the story is a very worrisome one, but then there are solutions to all of these. There are ways you can actually go about it in order for you not to fall victim of this kind of situation. Now, let me quickly say this. Demolition, as it were, is a global reality, is a global phenomenon. All over the world, we have seen demolitions taking place. We have seen it taking place in the US. We have seen it taking place in UK. So I'm trying to say that it is not peculiar to Nigeria, right? But then there are things that you can do in order for you to avoid your property being revoked or being demolished. So the first thing that you can do is that, especially if you are buying a property or you are erecting a structure in the city of Abuja, now the first thing you can do is that ensure that that property you are buying, that land you are purchasing or you are investing in, is in accordance with the master plan of the city. There is what we refer to as the Abuja Master Plan. And so the Abuja Master Plan controls everything that has to do with land and everything in between, right? So you want to ensure that you are buying or investing in accordance with the Abuja Master Plan. The second thing that you also need to do is that whenever you are buying a property, ensure that that property suits what we refer to as your purpose of investment. What that simply means is that every property in the city of Abuja has actually been designated for a particular purpose. In other words, there are some places that have been designated for residential purpose, while some is for commercial purpose, while some is for industrial purpose, while some is for general services like roads, like railways, even churches and hospitals. So in other words, you don't take a particular land that has been designated for residential purpose and turn it into commercial purpose. You don't take a land that has been designated for green areas and turn it into a residential purpose. When you do that, you are violating the land use of that particular plot of land that you are purchasing. So ensure that whatever you are buying, you buy based on the designation or based on the land use of that particular land. If not, you can buy a plot of land that has actually been marked for roads, marked for bridges, and you want to erect a structure in that place for commercial purpose or for residential purpose. At the end of the day, you won't blame the government if they come and take that structure down. Now, the third thing you also need to also pay attention is that before you start erecting a structure in the city of Abuja, you must ensure that you get your building approval from development control, right? So unlike other places where after you get your land, you can just go ahead and start building. In Abuja, it is very different. Before you start building, you must ensure that you get your building approval. Whatever you want to build, you don't just come buy a particular land and start building anything you feel like building. It has to be approved by development control, and you must stay put to ensure that that thing you are building is consistent with what has already been approved. In other words, if what has been approved is terraces, or what has been approved is fully detached duplex, you don't go and build something like a bungalow. If not, such structure can actually be brought down, and you won't blame the development control for doing their work. The fourth thing you need to pay attention to when buying a property in Abuja is to ensure that that property has the right title. Defective title is a big deal when it comes to real estate generally, and more specifically in Abuja. You wouldn't want to buy a property that does not have the right title, right? So ensure that that property is actually approved by FCDA, Federal Capital Development Authority, and there are ways you can actually do search on that property before committing your funds to it, so that you don't buy a property and at the end of the day you suddenly realize that that property does not have the right documents. So you must ensure that you have the right title, the right documentation that that property can stand on. Because what actually guarantees the safety as well as the sustainability of your real estate investment in Abuja, or generally speaking, is your documents, your documentation. So you wouldn't want to play with that. The fifth and last point I will touch on is that before you buy or invest in any property, ensure you are doing it with a reliable real estate company or a real estate professional who knows exactly what he's doing. If you find any real estate company or a real estate professional who has track record, who has been able to deliver over the years, the truth is that you do not know what God has done for you, because the person or the company will literally take away the burden of going through the various verification and all of that, and he will safeguard you to ensure that you have a seamless process or a seamless transaction. And at the end of the day, you'll be glad you met the person. When you put all of these factors together and follow them in a very stringent way, you will be able to avoid land revocation as well as demolition, and you will not find yourself in a situation that would be sad or worrisome at the end of the day. So once again, my name is Iyayi Wedefe. I am the shortest distance between you and the right real estate investment here in the city of Abuja. I help my clients build sure and sustainable wealth that is transgenerational. If you have any concern about any investment in Abuja, or you need someone to talk to pertaining whatever investment that you want to make in the city of Abuja, I will always be here for you. I would love you to share this video to as many people as possible. Also do well to subscribe to this channel. Until I come your way in our next video, see you on the other side of it. Bye for now.